And now, the special presentation.
One full hour of stereophonic music in a single tape.
Coming to you live after the fact, it's Afterglow Echoplex, an indie rock mixtape podcast. On this special Clover Records retrospective episode, we have music from 800 Cherries, Red Go-Kart, Comet Sun, Recycled Pop, Our Music, and more. I'm your host, Anthony King. Welcome back to the podcast and to this month's episode of this show. The concept of this podcast is simple. I've made you, the listening audience, a 60-minute virtual mixtape featuring contemporary underground indie rock bands of the shoegaze and shoegaze-adjacent varieties. But instead of sighing heavily when you're sent a link to an infamous music streaming service you'll never, ever subscribe to, I reached out to the record label featuring the 16 bands you'll hear here today and asked them for permission to feature the songs from their label. They graciously did, thus making this mixtape a collaborative effort. Now, first up, let's take a trip to ye olde Correction Corner, or, more specifically, please feel free to come kick my ass in Apology Alley. Last episode, I promised you a banger of a Halloween episode. Bands and musicians trick-or-treating as some of your favorite bands is how I so cleverly framed it. Well, as I'm sure you're aware, October 31st, 2025 came and went. I want to assure you, dear listener, that this covers episode is definitely happening, but it will, however, be just a bit delayed. I'm currently awaiting the very last of the 16 songs that will be featured, and I want to have this compilation mixed together to assure maximum sonic cohesiveness. After that, we should be good to go. I'll announce the episode's upload well in advance of, the episode's upload. Until that time, I want to acknowledge the bands taking part in this project, and in alphabetical order we have A Train of Thought, Camp Clean, Cloud Studies, Days, Dramamine with 12 Days in June, The Direction, Echo Foxtrot, Head Soused, Cal-I, Melt, Psychiatrist, Sea Dreams, Shiro, The Specific Heats, 10,000 Lights, and Waves of Dread featuring Labyrinthian Oceans. Thank you one and all. I, like you, cannot wait for this episode to come out. But until such time, let's move on to today's episode and allow me to explain the who, what, when, where, why, and how of it all. When I reached out to Masato Saito of the Japanese band The Moment of Nightfall in order to feature their song Beloved Enemy, I had absolutely no idea I was conversing with someone who is seemingly at the hub of Japan's lo-fi indie rock movement. Saito, in point of fact, factors into several of the bands featured here today, either playing in, producing, or releasing the recordings thereof via his Clover Records imprint. After providing a number of tracks for consideration for then future episodes of the podcast, it quickly became apparent that these songs should simply be featured on an episode that spotlights Saito's cassette-oriented record label and the amazing bands featured on it. Clover Records isn't just an independent record label. It highlights an interconnected scene that, from the mid-90s to the early aughts, and even today, supports itself in each other, rivaling only that of the English shoegaze movement of around the same time, a half a world away. I think you know the one. If you're a fan of lo-fi cassette fuzzy goodness, then prepare to fall in love with the wonderful homemade and handmade sounds on today's episode. Today's mixtape kicks off with a jangly torrent of indie pop merriment perfectly in keeping with the rain-soaked leaves currently carpeting the sidewalk outside your front door. Put on some waterproof boots, turn up the volume controls on the listening device of your choosing, and go for a rainy day sojourn with us. This is Kactus with the song Weather Vane. You are listening to the Afterglow Echoplex podcast. Alright, welcome back to the show, and we just heard the song Out of the Room by Tokyo Japan's Pervenche from the 2001 album Subtle Song. Recently, Pervenche has performed live with Damon and Naomi, Tony J, Cassie Pline, April Magazine, and Linda Smith, to name but a very, very few. Kill I Villa Records has released the band's second album and a collection of unreleased tracks. And here is the great news. The band is planning to record a new album very soon. In fact, they may be recording it as I speak. Definitely looking forward to that. Prior to that, we heard the song Immigrant Song by Saitama Japan's Comet Sun from the 1996 cassette mini-album Comet Suicide. Comet Sun's Mitsugo Ono has recently played a small live house show for the first time in a while, so here's hoping Mitsugo will do so again and again and again, because we need more Comet Sun in our lives. I mean, you heard this song. It's a great pairing of acoustic and electronic instrumentation that definitely needs to be out there more. Prior to that, we had the song Drive by Tokyo Japan's Smiley from the 1996 cassette EP, Lanky. Smiley's Kawanda Michio has been on hiatus for a while, but I have it on very good authority that he may return for more music in the near future. And then prior to that, we heard the song Grapejohn by Sapporo Japan's 800 Cherries from the 1996 cassette album Piccolo on both Fractal and Clover Records. Kill I Villa reissued the cassette, vinyl, and digital versions of 800 Cherries records with remastered audio. Now, out of all the bands on today's mix, 800 Cherries is the band that I know the most. I think I still have a 7-inch record of theirs that I think it has like a green mid-century modern 60s looking flower on the front. I want to say the vinyl, it's a 7-inch, and the vinyl is like a clear green color. This is one of the few Japanese bands that I know of, the other being Sugar Plant. So 800 Cherries is a phenomenal, legendary band that kind of has a name for itself over here stateside. And I'm glad that they're here today because they're really good, as are all of these bands. Prior to that, we had the song Number 9 by Sendai Japan's Recycled Pop from the 1996 cassette EP, Get in Touch with Pop. True to their name, this band has been upcycled to their current iteration as Red Go-Kart, who we'll hear more from later on the second side of today's mixtape. And then prior to that, we had the song Blue by Flo from the 1995 cassette EP, April. I mean, these vocals and that chiming rhythm of the song. Oh, and that barrage of guitar that kicks in. I tell you, dear listener, I am absolutely in heaven with just all of this. This is my jam. And then prior to that, we had the song Are You Free by Tokyo Japan's Rocky Mountain Broncos Power from the 1995 cassette EP, Sounds. In 2019, the band released the Walking with the Moon cassette album on Galaxy Train Records, and this year released a remastered digital version of their album Future Sounds of Rocky Mountain Broncos Power. So definitely go over to Bandcamp, not just check it out, buy a record, be happy. These are great songs. These are great bands. You should be supporting them with your ears and your wallets. And then opening up today's mixtape, we had the song Weather Vane by Kactus, and that's Cactus with a K, from the 1997 Pop Jingu Volume 1 compilation, originally on Sonorama Records. Clover has re-released 4 of Cactus's original recordings, which includes Why Cactus, YK, Take 5 Songs, the Summer Vacation EP, and Cactus Live 23 November 1996. And all of those are available on Bandcamp. So definitely go check them out. Alright, up next on the second side of today's mixtape, I'm going to get all wordy and poetical. So, take a gander up at the cotton candy clouds above and allow these handcrafted raindrops to fall down upon that ever-present smile of yours that today's episode has already plastered across your face, because this is Poussin with the song Little White. You are listening to the Afterglow Echoplex podcast. You want to try that one more time? I sure do. Okay. You are listening to the Afterglow Echoplex podcast. Alright, welcome back to the show, and we just heard the song Launderette by Daffodil 19 from the 2003 CD album Circuit. The core members of Daffodil 19 now currently comprise the band Penny Arcade, which is Japan's oldest neo-acoustic band, and they are celebrating their 40th anniversary as such. Both Circuit and Penny Arcade's A Girl from Penny Arcade have been reissued on cassette by Kili Kili Villa. Prior to that, we heard the song Sleep by Osaka, Japan's Momorien, from the August 12, 2000 recording, Momorien, at Clover Chat number 813. Momorien is a solo project of former Smiley drummer and accomplished violinist Momoka Akata, who performs live with support from members of Smiley, Pervenche, and 800 Cherries. And she's also writing a book. And now I ask you, dear listener, what are you doing with your life? Okay, so remember earlier in the show when I mentioned that we get to the band Red Go-Kart later on? Well, later is now, friend. We heard their song, Early Morning Playground, by this Sendai, Japan-based band from their 1997 cassette EP, Something Good Today? And then prior to that, we had the song B.A.S.I.K by Tokyo, Japan's Colenimo from the 1996 album Do Re Mi Kitchen Studio. After Colenimo disbanded, band member and fashion designer Aya Nakagawa continued her activities as Poussin, who we heard at the top of this side of today's mixtape. And then, prior to that, we had the song Empire Start Technics from Tokyo, Japan's Cymbals from the 1996 cassette album, Accurate Tone for Your Lovely Children. Like most of the bands presented here, Cymbals disbanded a while and a half ago, and there are no plans for a reunion. But maybe their appearance here will spark a revival. I mean, who knows? This is a highly influential podcast after all. Anyway. Prior to that, we heard the song Love You by Tokyo, Japan's Our Music from the 1999 Love You 7-inch record. Our Music's Tomohiko Enzai performs live intermittently. He continues recording to this day and has apparently amassed quite a catalog of songs along the way, and here's hoping a compilation of these works is in the works. Prior to that, we had the song Play the Wind by Peatmos. This song wasn't officially released during the band's initial run, whose members now make up the band Pervenche, but it was included on the 2022 remastered 10-song compilation of the band's songs, Watching Us with Archaic Smiles. And then opening up side 2 of today's mixtape, we had Little White by London, England's Poussin from the 2002 Pop Jingu Volume 3 compilation. Poussin's Aya Nakagawa is also a designer and the owner of the, quote, timeless, elegant, and quality fashion brand / shop Colenimo in London. Now, if you have a great name, you can use it as a band, you can use it as the name of your shop. This is what artists do. See, it all comes around. It's all circular. You have people playing in different bands. You have people going on to start fashion brands named after their former bands. This is just an internally cohesive scene, and we are just getting the first kind of opening light of a bigger world that exists, all in cassette form. It's amazing. I just, dear listener, go to Clover Records Bandcamp page and just check out all of the goodies they have there in electronic form. You will not be disappointed, and you will be delighted for days, weeks, months, years with the amount of music that's available there. I highly recommend it, and you're gonna write in, you're gonna thank me later. You're gonna say, you were right. You were right. You were right. And here's the best part. I know I am. All right. Now we come to a newish segment of the show. This is the third one going, called Recommendation Corner. And for today's Recommendation Corner, I would like to point you, dear listener, in the direction of the podcast Life of the Record and their most recent episode exploring, wait for it, the Jesus and Mary Chain's seminal noise rock masterclass masterpiece, Psycho Candy. Celebrating the album's 40th anniversary this year, Mary Chain's Jim and William Reed candidly discussed the trials, tribulations, and ultimate successes they experienced on the way to crafting not only one of the most pioneering indie rock albums of all time, but creating an intoxicatingly chaotic and beautiful sound barrage unlike any other. If you love this legendary and highly influential Scottish band, and if you're listening to this podcast, I'm willing to bet that you most definitely indeed do, this episode of Life of the Record is a required listening deep dive into the Jesus and Mary Chain's groundbreaking debut album. It's such a good listen. Listening to this episode, it had me laughing, it had me intrigued. I learned something new about this record that I've loved for going on decades now. And I think that you are going to find something in here. You're going to find a lot of somethings in here that will really open your eyes to this record and just make you happy that it happened. And that we still have this band going today. They're still going today. They just released a record last year. Anyway, get to this podcast. Listen to this episode. Yeah. Oh, and 4AD just re-released Lush's Gala compilation on vinyl cassette and vinyl box set form. So drop what you're doing, go to your favorite record shop, and get your copy of this seminal compilation now. No, not later. Right now. And with that, let's go to the copy. Thank you so much for listening to this episode of the Afterglow Echoplex podcast. This podcast would not be possible without Masato Sayato of Clover Records and the contributions of the absolutely wonderful and talented bands featured on today's episode. I highly encourage you to check out each of these bands by going to their website and Bandcamp pages. Please see show notes for info and links. And buy an album in the format of your choosing. Afterglow Echoplex is produced, compiled, and recorded by me, Anthony King. Today's episode was produced in direct collaboration with Clover Records. Intro and outro songs by Lilies. Thanks, Kurt. Cover art photograph by Blue Calypso Photos. Afterglow Echoplex is a Rocket Science Alliance production. If you would like to write into the podcast with listener correspondence, please send your letters to afterglowechoplex@gmail.com. If you like what you heard today, please rate, review, subscribe, and turn on notifications for the show on the podcast catcher of your choice. Or, unlike me, simply endeavor to keep the promises that you make. Thank you again for listening to today's show. Coming up on the next episode of the Afterglow Echoplex podcast, we have hazy, wavy, shoegazy goodness by the likes of Pink Breath of Heaven, The Velvet Air, High Spire, The Crushing Violets, Neon Wire, and more. Until next time, keep celebrating the scene.